I have to admit, reading about him, at first I was not impressed at all, because I thought of him as part of, quote, the Negro establishment who had no real understanding or no feeling for black people. But as I got deeper into political activism and got closer to him, I could see that he was a very shrewd and pragmatic kind of person. We talked, and of course we had our differences because I was just a black nationalist then, but I could see that under that kind of public persona he had, that he had a lot of sympathetic, ideas with what we were doing. What would really confirm that would be his appearance at the 1970 Congress of African People. I invited him because I thought, my view of a united front, and it remains so today, is that we had to get every ideological stripe, every trend of, the black community. Even with our differences, I thought we had reached a level of sophistication that I desire today. I wish we had that level of sophistication, but we don't. We've gone back down the hill. We've gone back to sectarianism and individualism personally. And you can only get whipped with that perspective. And in discussion with Whitney, he understood that. See, that was the key. He understood that even though, this is this black nationalist and I'm a black Democrat or even a Republican, we're going to deal with the issues of black people and we're going to fuss and fight, sure. But in the end, there are things we can agree upon, and those things we will do together. See, that's the clarity that keeps being missed in our struggle, that none of us can do it alone. And Whitney understood that. The Urban League cannot liberate black people. See, the NAACP cannot liberate black people. The Black Panthers could not. The Nation of Islam could not. We must put down that sectarianism, at least to say, what is it that we agree on? What do we agree on? Now, of all of our stuff, we must agree on something about black people. What do we agree on? What can we do together? Is there one thing we can do together? That's the thing we need to do. And to just insist, I'm only going to talk to nationalists, I'm only going to talk to moderates, I'm only going to talk to Republicans, that's suicidal for black people. It's still suicidal. In order to have a real transformation in this society, you must have a cultural revolution. You must win the minds of the people, you see. In the 20s when we made a move, you had the Harlem Renaissance. In the 60s, you had the Black Arts Movement. You always have to have a cultural movement, you see. And when they destroy that, it's part of the deterioration of the whole movement. And also we have to learn how to put black history in people's minds as a living thing.